Guys, I gotta be honest, I hope you forgive me for this, but right now, it's that time of the month. And no, it's not what you're thinking. I'm saying that it's the time of the month that the guy with the leaf blower is outside my apartment collecting all the fallen leaves and placing it into the big garbage truck parked onto the side. So if you hear any vroom vrooms in the background of this video, then I apologize for that. I don't really have any control on the sound quality that goes on outside my apartment, but it is very good to see the service being done. So I'm very grateful for the guy, although I will not say that his business does not disturb my video making process here. So if you hear the vroom vrooms outside, I apologize. Today we've got some Canucks news heading into the Vancouver versus Calgary game tonight at 7 p.m. Starting out with a few introductions, I guess we could say. There are a few smaller stories and some other things that we can talk about, as well as some acknowledgements we can give to Canucks of yesteryear. So, let's start out with the big news from earlier yesterday afternoon that Rick Tocchet went out there and spoke about. He said that he doesn't expect Dakota Joshua to play tomorrow, so expect the Canucks to recall a forward in the next 24 hours. Dakota Joshua. So unfortunate to see that his timeline for recovery was slated to potentially seeing him suit up in game action as far back as last week. We were talking about Dakota Joshua as an option for Vancouver in the California road trip, and he didn't end up coming back at that time. Now it's the homestand. That's the timeline of recovery, apparently, that we are hoping to see Joshua suit up in. He didn't play the other game against the Oilers. Now he's got the Calgary Flames, and he's not going to play off against them either. Tocchet specifically mentioned that he didn't like going with 11 forwards and 7D, so the plan was from yesterday to see somebody get called up. Even the first reply here, go knock yourself. He better not pull that 11-7 BS again. Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous seeing the Canucks go with 7 defensemen and 11 forwards, double shifting a forward every rotation, and then having too many defensemen scrambled out in the bottom pair. Just an overall mess of a way to run the team, and it just did not work too well. So, yeah, not surprised Tocchet didn't like that. Unfortunately, Dakota Joshua is not returning, but I mean, look, the guy had cancer, so we can give him as long as he needs to recover. Earlier this morning, though, it was announced by Patrick Allvin that Arshdeep Bains had been recalled, so there you go, that's the other forward that was called up. At this point, Brendan Batchelor did not tweet out any lines, so it doesn't seem like we know where exactly he's going to play in the lineup, but if we can make some assumptions, we could probably say that he might either get himself a spot in the top 6, or if the Canucks really just wanted to use him as a center on the 4th line, like they tried out in that one practice, then we might be able to see Bains in that capacity. But it is another player here, just an up-and-down transaction. Arshdeep Bains has been getting sent up and down like hotcakes, so it's just kind of interesting to follow his progression here. But when it comes to Abbotsford guys suiting up and playing for the Vancouver Canucks today, hey, take a look at this tweet published by Dave Hall. Jonathan Lekkerimaki is expected to make his anticipated debut in Vancouver. He's generated an astronomical amount of shots down on the farm and has been one of the top offensive contributors during his 7-game stretch. What else can you expect? And this is absolutely great news because, as we've been talking about all season long, Lekkerimaki is a shooting machine. This season in the AHL, he has 7 points in 7 games with 5 goals. And if you go over to the game log, take a look at this. Against the Ontario Reign, November 6th, 5 shots and a goal. Against the San Diego Gulls, November 3rd, 6 shots and 2 goals. Against the Gulls on November 2nd, he had 0 goals, 1 assist, but 6 shots. And then against Tucson, he had 8 shots and 6 shots. Against the San Diego Gulls the first time, he had 5 shots and 3 shots. So Lekkerimaki shoots the puck like crazy. And if he gets himself some sort of a top 6 role, let's say that Lekkerimaki goes with Pettersson and then Bains goes somewhere on the 4th line as a center or something like that. If you wanted to give Lekkerimaki that opportunity to be a top 6 player at the NHL level with some prime playmakers like Pettersson or JT Miller or something, and try to use that boy's shot as much as he has been in the AHL, I hope that good things will happen here today. Now, look, I'll say that my buddy has Lekkerimaki in fantasy. I'm going up against him this week, so I'm like kind of torn. I would love to see a Lekkerimaki hat trick to open up his NHL career, but at the same time, I don't want to get dug into a deeper hole that I cannot get myself out of. So we'll see what happens later tonight. Speaking about snipers in Vancouver, though, we had ourselves this other post made by Taj, this was a quote from Dolly from earlier today on Donnie and Dolly. Most people think Boeser could be out for a while. It's not day to day. And that was something that I think a lot of Canucks fans were disappointed to hear, but not necessarily all too surprised considering the nature of Brock Boeser's injury at the hands, or at the arm, I guess I should say, of Tanner Jeannot. It was a very egregious check to the head. Jeannot got suspended, of course. Boeser, I'd say it's likely that he maybe has a concussion or something like that. There also was some clarification regarding this. Randeep Janda said earlier yesterday, clarification on my Brock Boeser tweet, Rick Tocchet said there is no update on Boeser today and that updates on his status will be a day-to-day thing. That is not the player's current status. So, essentially, what Rick Tocchet said yesterday, it's not that Boeser is day-to-day, it's that the updates on Boeser will be day-to-day. Like, we're not going to get one update that's going to be the gospel here. Oh, Boeser is out for 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later he's coming back and then he's playing. Like, no, it's not like that. It's like, we'll see what the new update is tomorrow, and then in 2 days we'll do another update, in 3 days another update. It's day-to-day the updates themselves, not day-to-day his condition. So, for Brock, obviously it would be in everybody's best interest for him to take as long as he needs to recover. Do not rush this man, because concussions are no joke. Of course, he didn't say, nobody said that he had a concussion, but come on, he's got a concussion. I'm no doctor, but seriously. So with Arshdeep Bains entering the lineup, it seems like there is that replacement for Nils Åman, because Åman got sent down, he did not get called back up. Arshdeep Bains did get called back up. And then you have Brock Boeser, who is out for a while. Lekkerimaki is entering the lineup there too. Big changes here for the Vancouver Canucks. Speaking about that, I wanted to talk a little bit more about some extra things here. Today is indeed Elias Pettersson's birthday, so happy 26th to the big EP in Vancouver. Hopefully this inspires him to potentially do a little bit more. He did have a pretty good game last game, I will say. Like, of course, the team lost 7-3, but he did have 2 points, and he did look pretty good, which built off of the strong showing he had in the LA game. Now, he had 0 points in the LA game, but he did look very good defensively. So I think Elias Pettersson, as things continue along this path, he's starting to get better. He is starting to become a little bit more reliable, and I think this will be, hopefully, a turning point if he gets played with Lekkerimaki. Throw him on a line with Lekkerimaki and Höglander. Get the Swedes going there, baby. Who knows if that's going to happen, but still, happy birthday, EP40. Now, to end this video off, I wanted to go over one more story. This is not really relating to the current team, but Adam Kiersblad of the Hockey News went out there and posted this earlier this morning. The Vancouver Canucks Ring of Honor member Alex Burrows is going to be inducted into the ECHL Hall of Fame. Yeah, we're taking a huge left turn here, baby. The ECHL announced their 2025 Hall of Fame class, which will feature Vancouver Canucks Ring of Honor member Alex Burrows. Before his days of slaying dragons and becoming the third Sedin twin, the undrafted forward spent 3 seasons in the ECHL playing for the Greenville Growl, or should I say the Growl, the Baton Rouge Kingfish, and Columbia Inferno. Over his 3 seasons, Burrow played 134 games, recording 47 goals and 111 points. Ah yes, the story of Alex Burrows is that of legends for Vancouver Canucks fans. Undrafted ECHL dude who ended up signing with the Canucks on November 8th, 2005, making his NHL debut later that season against the St. Louis Blues and scoring his first NHL goal just a week later against the Maple Leafs. In 822 games with Vancouver, Burrows scored 205 goals while recording 409 points and playing a key role in the Canucks' 2011 Stanley Cup Final. On December 3rd, 2019, Burrows was inducted into the Canucks Ring of Honor, joining iconic players such as McLean, Greg and Pat Quinn. So with all the Canucks stuff going on today, I wanted to toss in that other piece of news, a very good piece of news, that one Alex Burrows is indeed getting recognized as the legend that he was. He was a really great player for Vancouver in his prime. Of course, though, the timeline as to when Burrows left Vancouver also aligns with when we were making YouTube videos here about the Canucks full-time, so there were some kind of commentaries that I made back in the day around the 2017-ish era that talked a lot of smack about Burrows, because if you remember, by the time his Vancouver Canucks stint and career ended, he was definitely a shell of his former self and then got revitalized playing with the Ottawa Senators in that season. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about all these Canucks notes, how Brock Boeser updates are day-to-day, Dakota Joshua is still not back, Lekkerimaki is here, Bains is here, Pettersson's got that happy birthday, and you also have Burrows in the ECHL Hall. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.